Hello, good morning, and happy Tuesday. Today we are going to talk about how anxiety increases during the holidays. And I'm sure you guys have heard about that in the news. A lot of articles are written about how during the holidays there's a lot more stress. There is a lot of good morning. There's a lot of, worries, financial worries that maybe cause when it's time to, buy gifts, be in relatives' homes, see family members that we no longer really want to associate ourselves with. However, we got to see them during the holidays. Now, we're going to talk about this today because I think it's an important conversation to have when it comes to spirituality and self-healing and how this impacts our business. Okay, so we're going to have a fun conversation. I'm not going to make it too boring. But good morning, happy Tuesday. Let me know how your morning is going. And we are a couple days before Thanksgiving, you guys. And I have not started cooking yet. I will start today. Today is Tuesday, and I think it's the perfect time to start. So today, if you guys don't know me, my name is Maria Henderson. I am a spiritual business coach. I help female entrepreneurs who are spiritual grow their online coaching service-based business while healing, while stepping into their power and building confidence as a businesswoman. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm excited to talk to you guys about this very important topic. And this topic is so dear to me because I have felt this extreme anxiety myself for probably most of my adult life. And it's because of all of the expectations of what people put on us when it's holidays. And it's not even like an expectation that they force onto us. It's almost like a sly comment of whatever it looks like. And when they are talking about this stuff, you kind of feel the expectation of fulfilling the thing. It's almost like, all right, so if she made that comment, you come home after you talk to people, even your family, they'll talk to you and they'll say whatever it is that they say to you. And after you hang up the phone or come home after the conversation, you are now left with your thoughts about the conversation. And we make meaning to this. We make meaning to what does that mean? Does that mean we have to cook the entire Thanksgiving dinner here at my house? Does that mean I have to get all of my nephews and nieces presents? Otherwise, it looks like I'm selfish if I don't. There's all of these beliefs and thought processes that we create when we're alone, when we come home from having conversations with people. Hi, Court. Good morning. So I'm drinking pumpkin spice latte. No, not a latte, just a coffee. And I'm not really crazy about pumpkin spice, but my daughter wanted to try it. Now I don't give my kids coffee. She wanted to try it in her, I don't know what concoction she made, but it's not that bad actually. So what happens? So we're talking about how anxiety increases during the holidays and how this is connected to business building. So anxiety is created due to false pressure of behaving, acting in a certain way that people expect. That is the definition I have created today on the whim, okay? And what happens with, this false pressure we feel like we need to adhere to is that we believe that there's rules to the game of the holidays. There's rules to Thanksgiving. There's rules to Christmas. There's rules to the whole process of celebrating the holidays, you know. And there was a time, I grew up Catholic, so I would do midnight mass on Christmas Eve. We would do opening presents at a certain time. We would have dinner, Christmas dinner at a certain time when I was younger. And when I started a family, I decided, me and my partner decided we would change things up and not necessarily follow tradition. Because, you know, I think following tradition creates more of the same patterns that we probably as adults now don't really believe in and follow. So what happens when you put in that pressure on yourself when you're creating, you know, the holidays? Even when you're creating your own life, you are like, okay, I am a mom now. How do I decide how to move forward in raising my children? How to create, you know, a tradition for my own family? And when I create my tradition for my kids and my partner and the way we are now going to rock, right? How do we create that where it works for me, my partner, and our children? And how do we make it feel like it's our own instead of the pressure of taking on previous traditions, you know, family on his side, family on my side, and then also then the societal expectations of how it's supposed to look like. So there's a lot of pressure on each side, and also from the media, right? And when we don't know truly who we are, we don't know what we stand for, we don't know our core values, then this becomes a problem. This becomes more of a stressor for you when you are dealing with the holidays, because what happens is you are kind of living in this darkness of confusion. Like, well, I really don't care to do, that's my coffee maker. I really don't care to do Thanksgiving this way this year, right? So if you are saying that you still care, you still at some level want to be accepted by people, now you're going to put that pressure to adhere to other people's beliefs on how it should be. And when you do that, you're going to feel misaligned because ultimately you inside no longer align with that. You don't align with those beliefs anymore. You have become, you know, whatever it is, like you've grown into your own thought processes. You've grown into your own traditions in how you move and how you do things. And if you continue to grow, it's going to be different. Like your traditions are going to be different. And whether you step into those differences and own it versus feeling the need to kind of almost match other people's pressure or expectation of you, that's when you are not congruent with your heart, your mind, and your actions. And when we are not congruent, you guys, that is when we become depressed. That's when we don't feel aligned. That is when we become unhappy and we question, who are we? Why are we so confused? When I'm being pushed to do it this way outside, externally, but inside, I want to do it a different way. And I don't feel fully confident in myself to challenge these ideas that for many years have been going on. I don't feel truly powerful that I can handle the backlash that might happen and might come when I speak up for what I believe in. Okay, so Courtney, so true. I have always struggled with standing up for myself with my family, lots of pressure. I dread the holidays this year. I decided to consider myself for a change. Absolutely. And every year, as you start learning how to consider you and your partner's needs more than outside influences, you are going to feel even more powerful as each holiday comes to you. And I want you to stand in that, Courtney, because when you start standing in that, you start learning that people, what they'll do is they're gonna resist the change that you're making them do. They don't want to do extra work. And the change that you're asking them to now do, they're not going to want to do, just because it takes more energy for their brains to process. It's almost like extra administrative paperwork that the brain has to do. You have to now take this piece of paper out of this file and now move it over to this file, and this file could be across the way over there. And their brain will resist that because it's effort, right? It's exerting extra effort that we don't want to. And that's why change is so resistant. There's like so much resistance to change because it's less effort to actually be monotonous in how we behave and move. Okay, so that's the next thing I actually wanted to talk to you guys about, was if you do start moving and changing your traditions in a way that is beneficial for you, your home, your household, your loved ones, your kids, your partner, you're going to feel there is going to be a level of pressure, right? You're going to feel like, okay, Maria, I see you're not going to come to our house for Thanksgiving when you came here every single year. What's the problem? And, you can say all you want, hey, there's really no problem. I just want to change it up. They're going to feel a way about it. And them feeling a way about it is not your problem. It's not your thing. It's not yours to handle. It's not yours to keep, right? So I want you to stand in what it is that you're looking to have. And what you're looking to have is just that congruency of how you feel in your heart, how you think in your mind, and how you behave in your actions in your life. And having that congruency will create confidence. A lot of people ask me, hey, how do I really get confidence? How do I get confidence? And the only real way to have confidence is to do the thing you really want. If you really want to implement new traditions for the holidays, do it and start having people get used to it. And when they start getting used to it, there will be resistance. But in this resistance, they're doing filing administrative work in their brain. Even if they don't want to, they're going to do it. They're going to complain. But let them complain, because eventually they're going to know that you run your life the way you want to, and you run your household the way you want to. I think even for me, the scariest thing was when it was like our first Christmas and Aaliyah was 1, or like barely 1. We still went to go see my mom at her house. And that was the thing I did my entire life. I would go to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. We would have Filipino version of Thanksgiving, with the rice. And I think we had ham. I like ham. I'm cool with ham. But we had rice and like fish, because that's what we ate. But, as we got older, as my partner and I and my kids got older, we had decided that I want to make Thanksgiving in my home. I want to be able to create dinner here, and whoever wants to come can come. And, it was a whole day thing, right? The change I had to make was, it wasn't this dinner. It wasn't like, okay, come to my house at 6, everything's going to be ready. Now it's more of an all day thing. Like, all right, I'm going to make this. It's going to be available at noon. All right, I'm going to make the ham. It's going to be available at 2. But if the sides are available, y'all can make a plate. And, that was a change for me, because instead of us preparing all day for food and having everybody come at 6 the way I was used to, I then changed it to an all day thing. My partner really loves football, and Thanksgiving is a football day. So therefore it became a big football all day Thanksgiving shenanigans. And that's how, my kids know life. They know life with football. Without football, life is not life. So when we switched the tradition, I did feel like my family thought I cut them off at some level. They did kind of like question, like, well, if we're gonna come there, will y'all have rice? Right? And I was like, no, I probably won't have rice. I'll have some mashed potatoes and gravy or some mac and cheese, right? And some dressing, but probably no rice and fish, Mom. And if you want to bring that, y'all can. And that was, I think, there's like a cultural difference, right? Being an interracial relationship also causes me to look at my own previous traditions and really change them up, because I do live a different life now, being with my partner and raising my children and being in this kind of household where we don't eat rice every day. Like, my mom has literally three rice cookers just in case one breaks down. We don't got no rice cooker. In fact, my rice is like the 5-minute rice. I'm more of that kind of Filipino. I don't know why. That's just what it is for me. And that's not even the point. The point is, I did have to face that challenge of, what will they say if I do this? How will they behave with me? And for a number of years, they did not want to like even acknowledge the change. It's almost like a prideful, oh, you're choosing your man over us kind of thing. That was the narrative over there, right? And the truth of the matter is, my family now is my kids and my partner. The kids I birthed is my family. And that's the shift that happens when you become older. Your extended family now becomes your mom, your siblings, grandparents. They're now your extended family. And at some level, you get to choose who you get to side with. Now, what does that mean? That means you don't necessarily have to do everything your extended family is asking of you. However, you will and probably are more committed to making your own family, which is your children, your partner, happy, or honoring whatever their needs are first, because that's the commitment you make when you start a family. Now, that's, at least for me, that's the commitment I made. And that's, I think, a commitment my partner and I make to each other. And one of those things is that you get to change the traditions around whatever it is you came from. And you can keep the traditions if it fits your needs in your current place in life. If you are in a relationship and both of y'all align with that, do it. If y'all do not align with it, then you guys got to come together and make some changes that work for the both of you and the family. But, the whole point of this, obviously, you may think that this has nothing to do with business, but this has everything to do with business, because this is, it really questions your ability to stand in what you believe in. That's it. How strong are you able to stand for what you believe in, even if you don't know how to articulate it yet? Because I think one of the things is that we stop ourselves from taking the action into the thing we want to change because we don't know how to say it. We don't know how to articulate it. We don't know how to fully communicate the thing yet. Therefore, we just allow it to simmer in us, and we continue to do the monotonous thing in our life, causing turmoil between your heart, your mind, and your actions. But the best thing to do here is to take action even if you don't know how to articulate it. Because if you take action, then you learn how to articulate it. Then in the doing, you kind of embody the change. The change naturally unfolds for you. But if you stop the doing and you just kind of stay stagnant in this confusion, you're not going to be able to uncover the truth of all things. Okay, so I want you guys to see how that's connected to business. Same thing for when it's time for you to make an offer. Same thing for when it's time for you to make like a launch. Like if you're going to do a program and you're going to launch it to your audience, if you are terrified of sharing your philosophies because you're not fully sure how to articulate it yet, and you stop yourself, you guys, this actually delays you embodying the bossness of you, the powerful coach or powerful business owner that your mind conceives that you can really do, but your heart, your being, your actions don't align and don't create action to start the action towards creating that, if that makes sense. Please let me know if this makes sense, you guys. But, I think the biggest thing is that I want you guys to take a opportunity this week to see what traditions you want to maintain, what traditions you want to change, and what are the fears around it? What are the fears around, who's ever throwing these hearts up? Thank you so much. What are the fears around changing and creating new traditions in your life? What are those fears? And are those fears bigger than having the change happen? Which one is better to have? Which one is more worth having in your life? Are you going to be happy where at the end of your life, when you're on your deathbed and you see your life now, I'm going to say hundreds of years later, right? If we are alive that long, and you're in your deathbed and you look at your actions and how you behaved and how you commanded your life to be, you were the cause of your life. Can you take pride and ownership in how your life unfolded for you? Or are you going to feel like, well, I let everybody dictate my life. I let everybody dictate my business. I let everybody dictate how I treat my clients or how my clients treat me. I wrote down 3 things that came up for me when I asked, how does this connect to business? Well, number 1, it's going to be it's going to be difficult for you to raise your rates when it's time. It's also going to be hard and difficult to only allow qualified clients into your program, because strong qualifying system, meaning, you only allow really highly qualified people into your program, you will have a hard time saying no to people because you feel like you need to help everybody. And this is it's like an anxiety, like you kind of feel like the pressure to help everybody. And when you don't have these strong core qualifiers, it's because you at some level aren't really sure of your business model yet. You don't really know what you fully do yet. And in that unknowingness, you create anxiety around not knowing the thing, okay? Number 3, you're going to tolerate some disrespect from prospects and also from your clients because of the inability to stand in what you believe in and really stand in who you are and how you show up in your business and in the community. So these are the 3 things that came up for me when I asked, how is this connected to business? Raising your rates, only allowing qualified individuals into your program, and you might tolerate disrespect from clients and prospects. And the more we align our minds, our hearts, and our actions, the more we make it congruent. Oh no, my kid's school is okay, I gotta go, guys. Okay, guys, my kid is coughing and I have to go get her. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so sorry to disconnect this way. Have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. I plan on going live again tomorrow. Not entirely sure. And I really want to invite you guys to the Expand coaching program where I teach spiritual entrepreneurs how to grow their service-based business, kill in their first set of clients, literally get clients into their program and refine their curriculum. Link is in the bottom and also in the bio. Have an amazing weekends, because tomorrow is going to be a weekend for us. Bye. Mwah.